Parks create memories. Memories of growing up, memories of sharing time with family and friends. We used to call this park the Black Beauty Park for a couple of reasons. One is, and a couple of you laughed, I think you probably know why. First of all, it did not have a sign, and it had a horse in the back corner in the playground that kids would ride, and since the park didn't have a park sign, they called it the Black Beauty Park. So we've made improvements along the way. We've added park signs, and one of the things that we came to realize as we took a look at our parks is that this park in particular really had some needs. The parking lot was not good. This area that you're standing on was too low. It was often damp and not really very usable. The equipment was, well, the playground equipment was old. It was well used. And the council supported improvements to this park because they realized the value that parks have to you. And I'd also like to acknowledge the Parks, Trails, and Recreation Committee. They are a committee that is kind of the overseers, if you will, of our parks and our trails. And they're a committee that advocates for your parks, recommends improvements to your council, and as such, they're a very important group. A lot of what we do on council, we get resident input, which is really important to us. We enjoy hearing from you, and using committees is just one of the ways that we do that. So now we have a park, a beautiful park, a usable park. We have the parking lot, the play structure, which we really didn't have. We've got new playground equipment, a court for kids to play basketball, a very usable park. A park that I'm sure will be here and create a lot of memories for the next generation of residents. And we're very proud to be able to have these improvements. Valentine Park is one of our newer parks, just reconstructed. Valentine Park was in need of updating. It was in the lowlands, it was marshy, the parking lot was not very well, the equipment needed to be replaced. Council worked with the Parks, Trails, and Recreation Committee, came up with a plan, and today we have a new park, and we're very pleased that it's going to be here and can be used by another generation of residents to create memories and enjoy the great outdoors.
I've been an Arden Hills resident since 1980 and been a member of the Park and Recreation Committee for over 30 years. Tonight is dedication of our Lake Valentine Park.
Don, I want you to share in the cutting. And everybody else can hold it. Start. Ready?
We're here today to celebrate this project and also to recognize the contributions of Don Messerly to our community of Arden Hills and to dedicate this park shelter in his honor. As I pondered the many reasons why it was good to do this, I kept coming back to one word: inspiration. I was inspired to suggest this recognition for Don after serving on the committee with him over a period of years and hearing of his decades of volunteerism and more recent heroic feats of clearing beaver dams and single-handedly cleaning up a park in a mobile home community. I had the opportunity to sit down with the Messerlys recently for about an hour. It could have been several hours for all the things we had to talk about. But here's a recounting of what I learned about Don and his community involvement. He was born and raised in Fort Dodge, Iowa, where he fondly recalls the first park he played in as a child. So like Mayor Dave said, parks create memories. He met Janet St. Olaf when they were undergrads. Don worked in the insurance industry with State Farm for many years, starting out in Ohio, then back to Iowa, then to the cities in 1960-something, and they settled in Roseville. He got active in the Jaycees in Ohio, then in Iowa, then in Roseville, and when he aged out of the Jaycees at 36, they formed a Lions Club called the North Suburban Evening Lions Club, with the evening part resulting from the club's desire to have evening meetings because they chose not to drink beer at breakfast. That's what he said. Arden Hills got the Messerlys in 1983 when Don and Jan purchased the home of their daughter-in-law, the home that their daughter-in-law Joanne grew up in from her parents, right up here. Don then dove into his work in Arden Hills with the Crapo Nature Preserve, doing a prairie restoration project and creating trails throughout so residents could access the area for birding and simply relaxing. He created a master plan for the park, got it accepted by the city council, and went to work. At one point, Don developed pericarditis, or inflammation of the lining of the heart attributed to overwork after 3 days of labor, during which his chainsaw stopped working and he cut the brush by hand. Some of the other projects Don was involved in over the years included the formation of a bird club, creation of the front and side yard flower recognition program, basically a neighborly competition like a similar program referred to as the front yard mailbox flower recognition program. Very complicated. Don also has volunteered for the District 621 Foundation, the Arden Hills Sportsman's Club, and the Arden Hills Days celebrations, beginning with the 50th anniversary parade in which he drove the Grand Marshal in his Model A. Did I get that right? Okay. Specifically in regards to this park and this renovation project, Don has been passionate in his desire to see a good outcome here. First by literally diving in to clear beaver dams from the Valentine Park Lake Inlet over there to see how it would impact the flooding that this park has been subject to basically since it was created, as well as weighing in on the engineering report that preceded council adoption of the plan that eventually resulted in what we see here today. Inspirational and awe-inspiring, Don's contributions to the communities he and Jan have lived in over the years are in the end too numerous to list. We recognize those contributions and that passion today by commemorating this shelter to Don in this beautifully redeveloped park in front of neighbors, friends, and family, because if it inspires any of us just a little bit to give just a fraction of ourselves relative to what Don has given, the world will most certainly be a better place. Thanks, Don. God bless you and Jan and your family. We trust you will be careful enough in your endeavors so that we'll have you around for a few years to come. Thank you.
Don, we certainly appreciate the service that you've given to the community. I'm glad that we could dedicate this shelter.
I've known Don since I was about 12, and it was my honor to just kind of recount some of the things Don's done in terms of being involved in the community, which is a ton of things, and just uphold and affirm Don because of all the things he's done. And he's a neighbor and resident of the neighborhood of this park up here, and he's very passionate about parks and trails in Arden Hills.